Right, a good day to you folks. Welcome to Speed Gaming 5. We bring you our next weekly race in the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer. So, it's even weeklies today, which means no fancy elevator shenanigans, and the good old final boss is required. Today we've got Cestrion and Nye showing their skills. I'm Captain ND, and today I'm joined by Marion Law. How you doing today?
I'm doing perfect, Captain. I can't complain. We've got a beautiful Saturday evening going on with two amazing runners. It's bound to be a good race today.
You say beautiful evening, but it's currently pouring in my place. But
Hey,
that's okay.
it's beautiful because we got the race going on, my friend. Always look for the positive.
Oh, yes.
Might
That
have
being s-
might have that thunderstorm pouring, but hey, we can brighten our mood up by watching these racers suffer.
or returning the Aegon energy, that works too. No?
That be depends. I mean, you had that Chica nonsense last time, so
Yeah, last week was a bit of an episode, really. If you skip Spider Guardian, you win. If not, have fun fighting Chica for a required Amber translator for like 5 or 6 Sky Temple keys.
well, on the bright side, at least they're all in the same area.
Oh yes, it's like you said, you got to look for the silver linings, you know. Now that being said, this should be our only even weekly of the month because the next time our even weekly slot hits up, it is going to be CGC week, which on that note, we do have CGC as our next weekly Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to see some more cross games stuff right now, not right now, sorry, next week, that's where you'll find it. Now, that being said, we are waiting on one runner to get things started. But otherwise, any particular hopes and dreams for this seed you want to see today, Marion?
Oh, that's always a hard question. You know, back in the day, I would always try to push for a Torvis start. Yeah, he doesn't get much. You don't get much action in Torvis lately. But today, with what happened yesterday, I think both our runners would be happy to stay far away from Torvis, stay away from Chica, and hope for a. Hopefully, Temple's got some interesting progression.
Yeah, we are starting with main energy controller with Violet Translator this time around, folks. I think that is going to be changed for next month. Next month's even weekly, we are going to switch it to landing site where the Hive transport and industrial site gates are down because that's been what we've been doing a lot lately. Everyone seems to be on board with it. That being said, we are on version 6.1 today, so no, unfortunately, custom suit textures are still not a thing, but that is being worked on in dev. So next month, folks, you might get to see some custom suit textures.
Well, that'd be pretty nice to see. I mean, remember back during the multiplayer era of Prime 2, you always had those special colors for each different person.
Indeed.
It'd be nice to see what sort of crazy combinations people come up with this time.
Yes, we have seen many interesting combinations in like Dread Rando, for example, and Prime Rando, and I assume we'll see nothing short of spectacular stuff here too when that time comes. That being said, we have a request in chat for Dark Oasis to be required. We have actually not had a Dark Oasis required in a very long time. I am down with that.
You know what? I'll second that. Hey, if it's been a while, it's due to happen. But on that note, how about I throw the question to you then, Captain? What are you hoping for today?
You know, I'd like to see Quad. He's been conspicuously absent the last few months. I mean, I know we've been conspicuously absent the last couple of months anyway because of the Prime 1 tourney, but even still.
Yeah, but still, I should get you in contact with Noel. He's had some pretty bad luck with Quad recently in his multis.
I see.
But it looks like our tracker Op82 has accompanied us. That's always a pleasure.
Indeed. Op, going to be our tracker today, has always been a frequent flyer here up in the booth, and we appreciate all the effort that has been done from all the volunteers to press all the buttons, making sure everybody knows who has what. So that being said, are we set to go yet? Not quite, unfortunately.
Well, that's all right. It's always better to take the extra time to make sure everything's ready before you start getting into it. God
Well,
forbid God forbid something happens when you're in the heat of the fight.
yeah, tech issues and all. We've all been there.
Oh,
While we are, we just got the last runner readied up, so let's go ahead and set them off.
with that being said, I'd like to also give another huge shout out over to Speed Gaming and their volunteers for all the hard work they do each and every week for making this entire show possible.
This and all the other Prime shows we've been doing the last couple of months. I mean, have you seen how many restreams we've had? We've had these guys pump out the last 2 months. It's been insane. So, major props to all the SG crew and our volunteers once again. That being said, we did send them off in the race time. It should catch up on the restream in like 5 seconds. There we go. So we're going to have a bit of our slower start here where we just have to take on Alpha Splinter and all that jazz. And again, when we have our next Even Weekly in September, we will we'll end up starting at landing sites, so we shouldn't have to do that right away every single time. Or at least if we take on Alpha Splinter, we'll be with slightly better equipment.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, Alpha Splinter's not a terrible fight, but coming in there with only charge beam, it takes a little bit of time.
All right, and we start immediately with Space Jump on Umos 1 here, so the runner's never going to complain about an early Space Jump. NSJ really stinks in Echoes, not going to lie. Oh, come on, we only just started.
Well, there goes your wish, Captain. You're not getting a required quad yet.
Yeah, and these runners, even if Tumos was required, I'm fairly confident at least one of them could skip it.
That's fair. Returning back to your comment on Space Jump, I mean, it does help, especially early now that we have access to Transport B access. It gets us that item in the Morph Ball tunnel right away.
Indeed, and what's even nicer is it even helps in the Alpha Splinter fight, because then you can jump over the barricade and there is nothing Alpha Splinter can do.
Well, that's fair, but you still have to fight him.
Oh yes, you just have to fight him easier.
All right, that's fair. Until Alpha Splinter jumps over the barrier and he's stuck and you're not able to kill him.
Has that actually happened?
Not in a race, but in a few multis, we've had a bug occur where the Alpha Splinter, when transitioning into the dark version, it spawns outside of the battle arena.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're still investigating why it happened and how.
Now you can see Sestron already doing the prep work a little bit here, but looks like to be having no major issues. And this is why barricades are funny.
Ah, yes. Alpha Splinter can't hit you, but you can hit him.
And this, my friends, is Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh, it is such a linear, non-broken, very secured game. Would you say so? All right, what is Albert, the Alpha Splinter, hiding? An energy tank. Well, that's always useful.
Yeah, early E in Echoes is so good when you don't have a suit, and I don't think that was one up top. Nope, it's a ball upgrade of some kind. I can't tell if that's a boost-related upgrade or spider, but it is Cannonball. Oof. That might not be a good thing to get right now, and Nye seems to agree. Sestron just went straight forward to pick it up. Which, to be fair, it does grant boost ball properties, so it's not unwelcome, but it's going to be pretty hard to keep if we end up going into Aegon with no sign of a way around to Portal Terminal.
That's absolutely correct, Cat. Unfortunately, once we hit a kinetic orb cannon, our cannonball state is lost, and we're not going to get back without some fancy shenanigans.
And I do believe that was missile launcher in the temple assembly site, so we are going to see that picked up right away from our runners after they skip the intro cutscene. Unfortunately, Nye's about to get... okay, Nye makes it to the cutscene just fine. That dark symbiote gas does 20 damage a hit, so watch out.
Oh, unlimited missiles. Okay.
I mean, sure...
Problem. We still don't have our launcher to utilize those.
I think an expansion would technically qualify.
Really?
Because right now the missile minimum is still 0, and that's why we can't fire missiles.
Oh, yeah, that would explain it.
I think this item here should be our only item anyway, so...
So bad luck on the hinge. It looks like a cursed lake has a morph ball related upgrade.
Ugh, that could be a handful of good things, including boost ball.
That'd be nice. It's always the faster you go, the faster you make the finish line.
All right, our next hint out of the elevator reads... Whoops. Have a look at that one more time. That screw attack is in Portal Access A. Okay, free screw attack.
Hey, I don't think anyone's going to complain about that now.
Nope. All right, so going into Aegon, first two pickups, space jump and screw attack. Does that do anything by itself? Give me a minute. It gives us GFMC. I think that's all it gives us. Does it give us anything else at Aegon? Nope. You can sack your cannonball if you want to check portal access, not portal access, mining station access. I have no idea what that was in mining plaza. What is that in mining plaza?
I'm as lost as you are, my friend. I'm having a hard time figuring it out. But while we're here, we do have a question in chat for you, Cap. I might be able to understand on a technical aspect. They're wondering if a Morbus can throw you out of bounds while you're in the cannonball state when you're fighting them.
I don't know if a Morbus is vulnerable to cannonball, to be honest. So I do not know the answer to that question, unfortunately.
And second question, what about the sandworm throughout Aegon, throwing you out of bounds?
Again, I still don't know. I think as long as they're not vulnerable to cannonball, it should still be fine. Which I don't know if they are, because I don't normally stay low enough to the ground in Mining Plaza long enough for a worm to get me. Unfortunately, Cestrion has just kissed that cannonball goodbye.
Yeah.
And there was only one in the pool, so...
Unless he does some out-of-bounds logic to get the actual state back, he's not looking at it for a while.
Which he could do, to be fair. Like, if Spider Guardian's required again, it makes plenty of sense to just get a free cannonball off a worker's path. Now, I see that Knight is going for Mining Station A here. We'll see what this is real quick. It is a missile expansion, which they are not going to complain, because that gives them the ability to fire unlimited missiles. Now, that being said, this Bomb Guardian play is out of logic, and it is all we can do in the area. And Screw Attack is a perfectly viable way to get out. Not logical, since we have no missile launcher, but even still. Don't you love it when your first missiles are unlimited missiles?
It's the best feeling ever. You don't have to worry about ammo management or anything with your missiles.
Yeah, this is one of the things I like about the multiplayer pickups, is that they don't compromise the logic, but they do make so many things more pleasant.
I can only imagine you're stuck at a secret door, you've got low count missiles, and you got one missile that won't hit its lock each and every time. Then you run out and you're stuck trying to find some damn ammo drops just so you can go back to the door and try again.
Ooh, Cestron did not get the 2 cycles, so Nye pulling ahead just a little bit here to pick up...
Please be bombs? Oh, well.
More missiles. That we honestly don't need anymore. So that being said, our only logical path right now is GFMC Missile Crate, which could be a couple of things. It could be bombs, it could be Amber Translator, which would stink. Now, that being said, our runners are playing as though that is Missile Launcher and GFMC Crate, so they're just going to go right ahead and continue along as if they have missiles, I think is the play here.
Yeah, I'm thinking I would agree. It wouldn't be the right time to go all the way back to Compound just yet. If they were able to possibly grab Judgment Pit and take out Jump Guardian and grab the extra ship item while you're there on the first pass.
Indeed, and that is a very typical play we see here in the openers. Just try to avoid double dipping GFMC. Ideally, you would also have a power bomb in your pocket, so that way you can route in Grand Wind Chamber, because with Space Jump Screw Attack, you can, out of logic, do the Slope Jump Screw Attack method to get to... What was that? Looked like another missile tank in Central Mining Station.
Uh, yeah, I'd have to agree. I can't. It's having a hard time trying to see it.
Yeah. Runners will not be able to get that right. Actually, they could use standable terrain. So they'll get it right now.
Use the terrain and screw attack over. No need to use the turret to blow up the debris.
Not to mention there's no... Oh, it's a translator. It's Amber.
Oh, oh really? Huh.
Oh, it's Emerald.
Well, Emerald's helpful if we have a Torbis entrance anytime.
It is, and it's also really good for that GFMC play I mentioned earlier. Now, you saw Cestrion and I will follow here using Screw Attack to open the plating. You absolutely can do that. It is a logical option on this difficulty. And now that... Go on.
Nope, just had a cough.
Oh, okay.
I'm all right.
All right. What have we got in here? That looks like a beam ammo tank. Light ammo. Now, luckily, our runners are... luckily, we did fix that bug with the command center door where the blast door wouldn't go down, but that's not an issue anyway since there's nothing else left for us to do here, so we might as well just bust out. But yes, we are playing on the new experimental patcher, which you'll see some examples of this, especially when we get to Sanctuary. But we were able to randomize a couple of other puzzles that would normally be pretty static every single time. But our the new version of the patcher allows us to randomize these as well. But it looks like Cestrion's going back for Emerald, but also picking up the hint here. Not a bad play considering there's no Dark Visor.
That's fair, Captain. I'm going to make a reference on something you said earlier about the new patcher. Is there anything we should be concerned with as far as the randomized puzzles or anything of key notice?
As far as anything that could be particularly dangerous, no. It just may be that the order of operations at the puzzle may be slightly different.
All right, then.
There was a bug where the blast door and command center wouldn't go back up until you reload the room in the first version, in version 6.0, but that was addressed in 6.1. So we're all squared away on that front now.
Well, that's good. It shows how much work and dedication the development team are putting into this, into the system itself.
Yes, and we did get a chance to show off Door Randomizer here on SpeedGaming at the tail end of last month too, which I'm really glad we were able to do for a 5th weekly, because that's admittedly something I haven't had a chance to go watch back, but by the sound of it, runners were able to finish it no problem.
Well, it's always nice to throw in something new every now and then, outside of our standard even and odd weeklies.
All right, so Cestrion's doubling back for a second here. I'm curious as to what this is for. This may be a warp to start here. Cestrion may be checking Transport A access here. With Screw Attack, we can go get it. The Emerald Translator is still technically out of logic until Missile Launcher.
Well, speaking about Missile Launcher, and I just picked up his light beam over in storage cavern outside of TAS. So that's a fairly good location for it to be.
Okay, so Light Beam, if it is Missile Launcher and give us in GFMC, does give us potentially one more check, and that would be Storage D. For a vanilla Dark Beam, because Screw Attack does let you get out of that area and into labs, but there's not a whole lot else you can do without bombs past that point. Or bombs and boost ball for, what's it's called?
Unfortunately, I can't think of the logic path that you're thinking of, but hint-wise, that could be really bad on my side. Finding out Ing Reliquary has a beam-related upgrade.
Indeed, and we do see that Transport A access play from Cestrion, and it is a power bomb expansion, not unwelcome. That does allow for a couple of extra checks, namely Dynamo Chamber, Grand Wind Chamber.
You were right the first time with that, Amber.
Hey, I don't call this on purpose, you know?
No, you just generate and hope for the best.
That sums it up.
I was hoping it wouldn't, but I'll take the praise then. Okay, so let's take a step back and think about how we have everything right now. They have Amber. Nye's got Amber. He's got Emerald. We know where Light Beam is. Space Jump and Screw Attack. We've got a good arsenal for early game.
All right, and that hint there revealed that Sand Canyon has the gravity boost. Nye's actually going to try and peek Fortress Transport access. Let me see if I can get a good look at what's up there, but I don't know if I could get a good look at that.
I really need to put my glasses back on. I just saw him hitting his head against a wall.
Oh,
But
and power bombs yielding fruit. Cestron finds super missiles in Dynamo Chamber.
well, we're looking really promising if we have to make a detour over to Torvis for any reason through Sand Canyon side.
You know, well, the interesting thing about that is with gravity boost in soon to be in, well, I assume, well, actually,
Well,
well,
now
now,
we have light beams still showing it already, but it's power bomb expansion, not the mains.
well, I'm not even talking about the mains. That elevator leads to Sanctuary anyway, but
Oh
what I'm
yeah, I got.
thinking about, is Dark Beam in Torvis Lagoon, because we could have air underwater to it anyway with Screw Attack, but with super missiles, um, in tow and free amber, with light beam, it's most likely it's missile launcher and sand cache, because I don't see what else amber translator could lock at this point. But that would open up Light Beam, and that would give you Sand Canyon. Well, Sand Canyon, I take that, but you're absolutely right. I forgot that it's just an expansion. We would still need mains. That being said, if mains aren't too far away, then logically it could just be Dark Beam chilling in Torvis Lagoon. It has happened.
That's not bad. I mean, the air underwater is not terrible for it. It's a fairly straight line.
Yeah, the air underwater, it's one of my favorite tricks to do in Torvis. Next to the good old Cashby Chasm.
Oh, that one. That one's always fun to pull off.
All right, we are seeing Grand Wind Chamber from Cestron here. We'll see if it's any good.
Was that a suit, or am I just going blind?
I don't think it was a major item because Cestron is waltzing right by here. I think that is a missile tank.
All right, I clearly cannot see.
That's okay. I can't see either.
Great. You want to borrow my glasses?
No, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, because you're right. That does look like a missile expansion.
All right. It was also a missile in Wind Chamber Gateway, so nothing of importance in the Wind Chamber side of things, somewhat uncharacteristically. But we are going to get a look at the Hive Chambers. Now, the both Hive Chambers are still out of logic until Missile Launcher and bombs right now, but at the same time, again, you're here, might as well just do it now. And it's clear our runners are banking on it just being like missile launcher and sand cache. Now, that being said, Amber Translator does also give us immediate access to 3 more hints in Aegon, with the other 2 being locked by bombs and dark beam and secret missiles.
Well, that's fair. Going back to Nyasa, we found out Dark Missile Trooper has practically nothing at this point with a grapple beam. That's...
It's nice to have. It's one of those things that it'll work out for you eventually. And to answer your question, chat, Nye did not get supers yet. I believe he did not get the power bomb until after sweeping up to GFMC. So what is likely going to happen is, well, hopefully what'll happen is Nye will make the detour to Dynamo Chamber on the way back to Aegon.
No, you are correct. It was Nye's second pass for the expansion. And speaking of expansions, have another missile, Nye. You earned it.
Wow, so this opener is looking pretty slow here. So we're going to be going into our next pass in Aegon with only light beam, I assume missile launcher and sand cache. The supers do actually help because when you do eventually go to Dark Aegon, that lets you cross over from back to front or vice versa with Warrior's Walk.
That's fair. With Warrior's Walk being a direct connection straight to Portal Chamber, it'd be an easy way back to the Light World without having too much of a hassle. Granted, we do have light beams, so either direction would work out. Main reactor, Portal Chamber, or Portal Terminal, wherever the hell it's called?
It is Portal Terminal in Aegon. Portal Chamber is
Torvis.
Torvis. Yeah.
All these similar sounding room names.
Eh, not as bad as like the 6 or 7 rune names in Chozo.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that one.
Here we just have a number of caches.
Well, I mean, when you have a ton of rooms and it's only like one's light, one's dark, I mean, yeah, you're limited on your options here.
Indeed. Nine not electing to. Whoops, okay. Not just remembering that he does have Amber Translator to read the hint. Going to grab a power bomb here as well to check mining station access.
Oh. You got a joke hint.
Yeah, power bomb expansions are just space hamburgers. I did just eat before I came on air, though, so this time I am not hungry.
Well, but you keep talking like that, you're going to make me hungry. And I've got some burgers in the fridge I can go make right now, but I really don't want to. Too hot for that. Too hot to use a grill.
Yeah, I hear ya. All right, so Nye's going to get what I can only assume is missile. This is either going to be missile launcher or bombs.
If I had to put money on it, I'd go... Oh, that was a missile launcher hint.
Oh, it's main power bombs. And I think Nye actually read the missile launcher hint that it was in Wind Chamber Gate. That just got put in logic, thanks to those main power bombs. So, yeah, missile launcher is in fact in play.
Alrighty, well, that opens up a bunch of doors logic-wise.
And that does also give us the logical path to super missiles. So we're all set to go here on the logic front. We can also get gravity boost. So at this stage, we have Torvis access. We can, well, Torvis Lagoon specifically. So, yeah, Dart Beam and Torvis Lagoon, anybody? Show of hands?
I'll take you up on that offer. I'll put money down.
It looks like Cestron might actually be taking up on that offer. Or is at least going to read the 2 violet hints in the meeting grounds area. Which, yeah, in a seed as starved as this, information is definitely pretty important.
Gotta love information. Unless that information is a joke hint, in which case it does you absolutely nothing.
Well, on the flip side, there's at least there's only one joke hint left.
That's fair.
I'm still hoping for a Metroid Dread-themed joke hint eventually.
I mean, if someone writes it and proposes it, it's bound to happen.
I'm still waiting for you are faced with overwhelming power, accept your helplessness.
That's just taunting at that point.
All right, so the Aegon keys, I'll watch that back on the playback, because I saw Dark Aegon and Torvis. I didn't see number 3. Dark Aegon, Inghive, and Torvis. Ooh. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's spread out.
Yeah, that Inghive could be a little questionable.
Yeah, it could either be nice and convenient like Hazing Cliff, or it could be like a hive entrance, you know?
Torvis Lagoon has morph ball bombs, so that's very useful.
It's in logic, actually. Perfectly logical. Oh, bombs before potentially Dark Beam. Ew. Well, actually, no, that's typical. Actually, that's not nearly as bad. That is a big break for Cestron, though.
Right, he has extremely useful information. But on the downside, I don't believe he went to Sand Canyon to pick up his gravity booster, did he?
He did not, but that does not, that's not going to be a big deal, as he will just air underwater for bombs.
That's fair. That's fair. Air underwater.
And I do believe Cestron read the Sand Canyon hint as well, so he does know it's there. So both runners having each their own advantages right now, with Nye having gravity but Cestron having super missiles. Now that being said, I think Nye's going to turn around for super missiles in just a moment.
He's got the power bombs. He's all set for a small detour back to Dynamo. Did we ever check what was on communications area?
We did, and it was not a major item, I don't think.
It was not. Okay.
All right, Poison Bog, missile related. That could be Seekers, but it's pretty unlikely. So yeah, you're going to see Cestron do air underwater. So what this is for the folks at home who have not seen this before, this is a frame-perfect morph as your camera crosses the plane of the water. In doing so, you are able to screw attack underwater. And The visual cue for getting this trick is noted by having the standard lighting underwater. You actually might have seen it just there for a frame on Cestrion's screen after the camera crossed the water. Like so.
And with air underwater, we still retain that slow, sluggish movement. But with the ability to use our screw attack, that pretty much renders all that sluggishness relentless.
Indeed, it's really good for getting over Torvus Lagoon into Path of Roots. Now, unfortunately, we are done here. That is pretty much all we can do. So back to Aegon we go. This back and forth for bombs is actually kind of rude, because you have to go get Screw Attack and Portal Access A, go back to GFMC for Amber Translator, go back to Sand Cache for Power Bombs, and then go to Dynamo Chamber for Super Missiles, so that you can go get and go to grab. Well, hold on. It's worse than that. After Screw Attack, you have to go get your Amber Translator, go back for Power Bombs, go back for Missile Launcher the next room over from GFMC, so that you can go get Light Beam. So with those Power Bombs and Light Beam, you can get Gravity and Super Missiles and Dynamo Chamber for your bombs. Welcome to my weeklies.
Yeah, remind me to stop. Remind me to stop co-hosting with you when you start generating this stuff.
Oh, I've no shame, friend.
I'm aware. I've learned that over the months of knowing you.
Occasionally, it's rare, but occasionally I'll generate something relatively fast.
Oh, really? When's the last time that happened?
Technically, the last Odd Weekly, if you could skip Spider Guardian.
Yeah, but that's a technicality. Come on.
All right, so Nye's about to get that same information here from these Violet Hints and is going to be put on the path to bombs here. So both runners are going to be on pretty equal footing as far as equipment, but I think Cestrion is going to forego the gravity boost for now and pick that up on the way out of labs, since right now you can pretty much do the whole loop minus storage D and B for that matter.
Well, and Nye's picking up the bomb information, so he knows he's going towards something great.
Now, I do believe that Nye has not yet picked up Cannonball either, so there is still that in his back pocket after a warp to start, should it be necessary.
You are correct. He has not picked up Cannonball at this time.
I really wish I had a good look at what was in Mining Plaza earlier. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and check the VOD, because I could have sworn there was a detailed look at one point. So bear with. We got a couple minutes while everybody's backtracking.
What am I supposed to do? Just entertain them while you go watch a video? Well, I guess that's the job I signed up for. Alrighty then.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody at home knows who has what.
I know. I'm just yanking your chain. You know, it's always good to have a. It's always good to have a laugh and a smile a day.
All right, so yeah, Cestrion about to pick up those main power bombs.
Yeah, no need for Nye to use air underwater, as he's got his little backpack. But with that being said, Torvus Lagoon is complete. It is back to Aegon Waste to complete more pickups. Now that we do have bombs in check, we can go get the hint and the item off of Aegon Energy Controller. And that also lets us get into... Oh, we can go check the elevator's item over by Sank Spider's side. God.
That is true. We could go and check. In Logic, we can only. We actually still can't even check Hazing Cliff in Logic, as that still requires. It still requires either an extra energy tank or Dark Suit.
That's fair, and we still don't have Spider Balls, so we can't really do Hall of Combat Mastery, let alone. Well, no. No, we don't. Yeah, we do need it. As a screw attack alone won't get you in there.
For Hall of Combat Mastery, you can use screw attack, but it's very precise.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a little too precise at times.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it unless you can sweep the whole place in one shot. Unless, of course, it's something super important like Cobalt Translator or something.
Right. If it's right there and you absolutely have to go for it. Otherwise, like you said, skip Spider Guardian. Don't even bother with it. Oh, that reference didn't make sense. I need to start writing these down.
All right, I'm trying to take a good look here at what was in Mining Plaza. I think it was a missile tank.
Was it something gold and shiny?
It was some gold and shiny, but not big enough to be a suit.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a interesting little scenario you got there. Speaking of Hall of Combat Mastery, looks like Cestron's on his way there. Take a peek at what's hiding behind the glass. Will it be something useful? Will it be a dead item? Oh, who's to say?
Yeah, with only an energy tank or a suit keeping Hazing Cliff out of logic, it's possible that our next progression afterwards could just be chilling right here, in which case this seat is being super back and forthy, but...
No more back and forth than that Torbus nonsense you had last time.
Yeah, I don't deny that, but... I mean, just look at how bad this back and forth has been just for bombs. All right, that looks like a missile in Hall of Combat Mastery. We did see a hint as well from the Aegon energy controller that read that main reactor houses a major item. I might be lying here. Nye's doing the SAU in Mining Plaza.
Oh, this is a tough out of bounds to pull off.
What is this for? Yeah, what even is this a suit?
It must have been something useful. I can't think of any reason why he'd be doing this. And it looks like Cestron's going to go take a peek at Hazing Cliff. He does have the health to get back safely, and it's a red key. It's the Aegon key.
Yeah, we did know that was hinted. Oh, that's glowing way more than a standard missile. Is that a suit? It is a suit.
That is a suit.
And he nails it.
First try, short amount of times. I mean, hell, that was really useful. Holy crud.
That was insane. I've never seen the SAU done that fast. And just like that, Nia skipped a suit on a Morbus.
Well, I guess we're not seeing Robert today, then. Unless Cestrion goes for it.
Is that who we're calling a Morbus now?
I don't know. The name popped up in chat. I figured that's supposed to general acceptance. I mean, you got Albert the Alpha Splinter, so why not have his best friend be Robert the Worm?
Wow. Okay. So suit on Mining Plaza. Okay. So Sky Temple key behind light suit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll agree to that. Oh, Robert's a sand digger. Wow, I'm really behind. Huh. Oh, because they used the sand digger to go out of bounds in Mining Plaza. That's why. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Man, I'm really behind. I should turn in my commentator status.
Nah. Now that being said, we have Cestron going into main reactor for the Dark Samus Blade. I think is interested in the major item that is located here. While walking, holding L makes you move faster. All right. Well, our Jokins are gone.
A major item in main reactor. What do you think it could be, Cap? Spider ball, maybe a dark beam?
Well, it can't be spider or boost. It logically expects you to have both.
That's fair. You could have a dark beam hiding here.
Not this time. Just missiles.
Oh, dang.
Now, actually, now that you mention it, because we are on the new patcher, the doors to Command Center, the dark beam doors here, are already down.
Oh, that makes it helpful.
Yeah, the things that new patcher mostly does is it alters the layers so we don't have those cases where you can go through a path one time but then never again. So, like the trooper security station scan is no longer required. Now you have to have space screw attack or main power bombs, for example.
That's useful. It looks like Dark Oasis is missile related.
Very unlikely that's Seekers.
First try screw attack, nice. Dark beam, I called it. I told you.
Oh, that's trash. That's behind Boost and Spider Ball. Oh, we could be looking at a very late Dark Beam this seed. But that is a really good find because now Cestron can just toss the entire rest of labs with no difficulty. Nye, on the other hand, is going to do a Dark Aegon loop. Didn't see any major items in Crossroads. This does give us the rest of Torvis, although again out of logic, and we see Cestron nailing the BSJ screw attack for boostless sand processing.
Yeah, but Cestrion lands at first try. You know, he's making all this look easy.
Indeed.
Although we do have a question, one inquiry about Light Beam ATS.
Could we get to ATS with our current equipment? I'm thinking this through real quick. Well, we have Light Beam already. Light Suit ATS, on the other hand, I could believe. All right, I don't think the Broom Closet had anything major.
It didn't look like it.
Now with Light Beam, Nye's going to have a very easy time cheesing Jump Guarding here, just hitting the invisible hitbox.
As thankfully Jump Guardian is spawned in before the cutscene is triggered. So using some fancy bomb movements, or in this case having space jump before coming to Judgment Pit. This fight is pretty much a one-shot deal. Or in this case, 2 shots.
Well, it's always going to be 2 because even if you do get Jump Guardian's health down to 0, you still have to fire a killing blow for some reason.
Yep, there's Spider Ball.
All right, that's one of the pieces of the Dark Beam puzzle. If Boost Ball's just chilling right here in Junction Site, then... Oh, wait, Boost Ball must be have shown up somewhere because Nye's using it.
Unless he went and got the cannonball, but I can't recall him going back for it.
Where could Boost Ball have been?
I'm running out of ideas.
All right, we're seeing the Warriors walk play here.
And what does Battleground have? Was that just another missile?
Yes, it was. And we do know that from Cestron's reading that there was an ETM in the Battleground in cache, so no need to worry about that. Now, unfortunately, Nye's going to have to backtrack here to get out because there is no way to Dark Oasis without Dark Beam. We did find the other Aegon key that is in this region, though. I think.
Oh,
yep.
It appears you and I were both mistaken, Captain. Boost Ball was in Broom Closet.
Broom Closet, okay. Okay, so right behind Miss... Okay, so Boost and Spider, there's your path to Dark Beam. Wow, so much for Dark Beam being late. Everything's just chilling in Aegon. Yeah, because then you could take bombs, get Boost and Spider right next to each other, and then go to labs. All right, this is starting to loosen up a little bit.
You know, we're such great commentators that we have to rely on chat to correct us all the time.
That's the beauty of this work. Chat is always going to be your third commentator.
That's fair, but hey, man, it shows they're paying attention. They're having a good time watching.
All right, in cache 1, more missiles. So, big things we're looking at that could really crack the seed wide open, really just secret missiles. We actually are... Now we suddenly have a lot of gear here. Because we went from only having, you know, Space Jump, Screw Attack, and Light Beam to Super's Dark, Gravity, main power bombs, and an out-of-logic Dark Suit in Nye's case. Which, that's also Echo Visor locked. Okay.
So it could be a late Dark Suit, or maybe... maybe Echo's hiding somewhere nearby.
There's a good chance Echo's hiding somewhere in Spider's treasure, because now we can get both of the other items. Although one of them was dead anyway, so we could check calling chamber. We should have actually seen what it was earlier. Oh well. But that being said, Nye's probably going to head in that direction later anyway. All right, Ancestron's just grabbing a little bit of health here because these ink claws do hurt.
All right, and looks like Nye's going towards mine shaft and checking out the trifecta hiding down there. Although we don't have seekers, so we can't continue. But mine shaft might have seekers. That'd be pretty nice.
Mineshaft might have seekers, and there is a seekerless way to get. I wouldn't say it's an easy seekerless for mining station B, but but is definitely one would actually be really helpful here because with this equipment, Nye could get both items and the hint.
Yeah, that'd be fair. But the thing is, I don't believe Nye went back towards main reactor. He isn't equipped with Dark Beam unless I'm completely missed that.
That's true. He hasn't gone back for Dark Beam yet, and I think is about to get the hint that it's there.
Yeah, major item, main reactor. He has what he needs to do the loop.
And I do believe beginner gates. I believe it's either beginner knowledge or beginner gates from behind that does let you use screw attack to break down the crystal switch door. So I do believe this is in logic without going all the way around labs.
That's fair. He does have light beam.
I think Nye saw whatever that was in vent area A. It was either a beam ammo tank or sonic boom. It was the beam tank.
Yeah, and looks like Nye's going out of bounds once again.
I really gotta sharpen up my out of bounds knowledge if I'm gonna partake in the next tournament. The amount of out of bounds prowess I've seen from runners on these restreams is absolutely insane.
It's amazing how broken Echoes has come across the years. Everyone working together to find new tricks and refine the current ones out there.
Oh, it looks like Dark Samus decided to be a little uncooperative with Nye's power bomb there, but still got a partial hit.
I at least got most of the damage. Oh, it reminds me of a time back in the day. I wasted 3 power bombs and all my ammo on Dark Samus. She just would not stay still.
Well, luckily.
Nice screw attack to the face.
A little cooperation there. Nothing of importance in Incash 4. All right. Well, at this point, the majority of the world is our oyster here. With the ball upgrades, power bombs, and screw attack, we do have vast majority of Sank access via the temple elevator.
I'm going to divert our conversation just a split second, Cap. I believe you might know the answer to this.
Go on.
The Prime Rando tournament semifinals. Do you have the schedule for that?
I believe the scheduling is. I believe the round is currently in progress. I do not know if matches have been scheduled. Let me see.
Because you deal a lot with tournaments, and I'm. That's. I would hope it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, we are in the semifinals, but I do not believe our runners have scheduled their matches yet. They need to do so before, I believe, the end of the month. One moment, please.
And during this standby intermission, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, which we don't currently have a sponsor. But if you're looking to sponsor this, please contact Op82 or Captain at your earliest convenience, and we'll get back to you whenever we feel like it.
Whoa, I am not the PR person around here.
Oh, you come back at that. Okay.
But yes, so the matches for semifinals do need to be completed by Sunday, August 27th.
All right,
so there is quite a lot of time.
All right, so maybe you're thinking about maybe a late September then?
As far as when the tournament is going to wrap up, fairly, well, it's going to be more like mid-September because after the semis is the finals.
Yeah,
Or
Final
is it?
Fantasy.
Or is there is a bronze medal match as well in between? So I think I gotta double check the challenge.
All right, while you do that, just we'll go about, we'll say maybe mid-September to early in November. No,
Yeah.
October. October comes first. God, I can't think of months.
But yeah, the semifinals will occur over the course of these upcoming 2 weeks. All right, so nice warp to start here. Let's see what this is. This could be a play to Torvis. He has retrieved Dark Beam, but it looks like he's not interested in doing Secretless Mining Station B.
As you did say it earlier, it is a fairly precise screw attack to get that secret lock off.
Well, what the nice thing about this is you have unlimited missiles, so you have the luxury of here of being able to fire to try as many times as you need. Now that being said, we may see Nye going for Sky Temple key hints secretless right now because with super missiles in tow, the hard part is not so bad, and we're actually seeing Cestron attempt the secretless mining station B now.
If he gets this first try, I'm gonna have to eat my words.
How about third?
Yeah, I'll go first. God, you on! That's not funny, Captain. All right, I'll be back. I gotta go eat those words.
All right, Sky Temple key in mining station B, so we do know it does require secret missiles. Ew, Annihilators in Inghive. That could be a few places. That could either be really good or really bad.
How would you feel about Annihilator on quad?
I would if we didn't already have a missile hint that it's dead.
Oh, that's fair. You know, we could always just change that hint. You know, that could just be a fake hint.
Doubt it.
Come on.
I don't think that was a Sky Temple key in War Ritual Grounds.
Nope, but we did see a missile expansion here on Mine Shaft, so we know it's not quite useful.
All right, and here's the secretless Sky Temple gate from Nye. We're gonna see him kind of go across these wall blocks here to jump onto the Seeker's door here. And the nice thing about doors that are only locked one way is that by opening them from one side,
It opens it on both.
Indeed, it breaks the door down.
Needs to destroy the lock vanilla. You know, just open the door from behind and have the lock just fall off. And then take it home with you as a souvenir.
Now, with no Sky Temple keys in tow, Nye's going to have to read all of these. I believe that was Mining Station B.
It was.
I think that might have been War Ritual or Phase on Grounds. Profane Path.
Phase on Grounds, Profane Path.
It was Phase on Grounds, okay.
Yeah. Hydro Dynamo Chamber.
Hydro Chamber Storage, that's Alpha Blog. Cache, that's free. Cat West, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's also free.
Cache B, okay. Both caches.
Was that super missile locked?
That's the super one under Dark Torvis Temple, yes.
Right.
And I believe he's got 2 more to read, 2 or 3.
Yeah, and while you do that, let's take a moment
Torvis.
to admire Cestrion going out of bounds.
Torvis Plaza and Hive Gyro Chamber, so pretty much no way around Echo Visor today. But none of them need Light Suit.
So that begs the question. Where the hell is it?
Logically, it is required to beat the seed, but you could get away. These runners especially could get away without it. Even 3 energy tanks Dark Suit is more than enough at this skill level that we're going to be seeing here. But that being said, yeah, the keys are. We know where Annihilator roughly is. The real big question mark is Echo Visor. That's actually pretty much the only thing stopping us from go mode, because Cache A needs Seekers, but you can do a Seekerless for that, and I would say that one's a little easier than Mining Station B.
Talking about ease of access, looks like Cestrion's trying to break out of Mining Plaza after going out of bounds with that Dark Suit. And he's almost got it.
Yeah, this SAU is really advanced. This is a really advanced trick here. This is on my list to do. The things that are on my to-do list before the next tournament. getting to storage D out of bounds, this SAU, and skipping Spider Guardian.
Yeah, I think Spider Guardian might be the good place to start. Seems like it might be the most useful.
I agree. Although that being said, there's, I mean, look at this student mining plaza scenario we got going
All right.
here.
Okay, this is like what, 1 in a 200 or something?
Not really.
Well, not when you generate.
Hey, this ain't exclusive to me. STK and Mining Plaza wasn't an emote that came from my channel.
All right, we'll give you this leeway. So this begs the question. I'm sitting here trying to think where Annihilator could be for these runners, but it's Hive entrance is a possibility. Hive Gyro's got the ASDK on it. Quad
could be Hive Dynamo. I think Hive Dynamo. Yeah, Hive Dynamo or Hive Entrance are the only two really bad ones. Wow, and I just first tried that Secret Missile Lock like it was nothing. It can't be Airy because that's not Ing Hive. Echo Visor could be there though.
Oh, you could have Aerial Training Site. That could hide the Annihilator.
Aerial Training Site actually does seem, and Sentinel's Path. Well, not Sentinel's Path because Sentinel's Path is also Annihilator locked. Aerial Training Site seems the most probable, and we can get there right now, courtesy of the equipment we do have. Nye just nailing that 3 BSJ off the drill. Well done.
Yeah, but on the downside, Cestron seems to have a lot of trouble breaking out of the Mining Plaza.
Yeah, this SAU is, again, it is not an easy trick here, folks.
And if he has to go for a reset, when was the last time he saved? Back in Temple during the second pass? Or...
I do not remember.
I know he's visited some save stations for a save warp, but I don't know if he actually saved at them.
Actually, because Profane Path is required, we're actually going to see another element of the new patcher this afternoon, as the Echo Door puzzles are randomized as well.
Oh, they actually randomized the sound and the locks for him?
They did.
Oh.
I actually ended up learning this the hard way when I was trying out Door Rando. It's like I was doing Profane Path. I was like, wait a minute, I did half of that correctly. Why did the door just say, no, you didn't?
Oh, that's an interesting way to find out about a new feature.
Because I'd seen the other Sank puzzles be redone, but I didn't think it would include the I didn't think it would include the Echo Locks. But hey, the fact that we can even randomize this stuff, to me, it's mind-boggling, really.
I agree. You know, it helps spice things up. Your mind is set to doing everything the certain way, same puzzle each and every time, and now all of a sudden, boom, someone throws you a curveball, and you're sitting here and have to take a step back and actually think about the puzzle.
So with only Echo Visor being the thing we're on the lookout for, it looks like Nye wants to go to Torvis and is attempting to do secretless transport to Torvis from Aegon.
And I'm going to say this right now, there's always progression in Underground Tunnel.
You know, you may not be wrong today. We do have the ability to get there from the front door, no problem.
And with that Hydro Chamber Storage STK, we know Torvis has got some important items.
Yeah, the Plaza one is free. That just needs Boost and Spider. Looks like Cestron's almost getting the height. But yeah, we're going to see the secretless version of this, which is... Yeah, that is so fun to do. I love that version of the secretless Torvis Temple. To answer a question, chat, yes, the mini gyro shutdown sequence is also randomized. Okay, so Nye was going to go into the main Torvis area, but has decided to go to the underground tunnel and plaza area first here to open up Forgotten Bridge.
Now with Boost Ball and Dark Beam in hand, it gives them an access to, what was it, Torvis Plaza?
Yes.
We'll get some light ammo underneath underground tunnels, so.
Aw, Chica's guarding unlimited beam ammo. Unfortunate.
That means that light ammo is important. I'll take it.
Hey, you know what would be really nice? Seeing as we already need it for a suit anyway.
I'm
Echo
gonna hate
visor.
asking.
Echo visor on a Morbus.
Oh, I knew I was gonna hate asking.
I mean, for all we know, the last Torvis key's just chilling in like Path of Roots or something.
I mean,
Not
yeah,
Torvis, Aegon key.
yeah, the key could be hiding, but you really want to go all the way back and fight Wormy for your Echo.
I mean, you're gonna have to eventually because you have to do it for Profane Path.
You know, can't you let me enjoy some sort of solace for these runners?
Nope.
Ah, okay.
Not on this channel.
Clearly.
All right, so Nye did not seem to notice anything of value in Meditation Vista or in Grove. So we're now going to see Plaza Access, and we know Plaza itself is the key. To answer a question in chat, Mining Plaza is the dark suit.
Yes, we had a suit on Mining Plaza. And now he's trying to break out of it because he really doesn't want to lose that suit. And if he has to quit and rejoin from save, the question remains, when was his last save? At this point, I really feel bad for Sestron. He's been trying this for a good 5 minutes now. Probably longer.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it feels like it's closer to 10.
To answer that question, yes, Nye did do the SAU, and he got out. So we still have, both runners have their first suits off Mining Plaza. It's just, we're having some technical difficulties breaking out, which is not good. Although I really hope Torvis Plaza has something useful. This puzzle always stunk as a kid.
Yeah, it's not a bad puzzle. It's just slow.
Yeah, when that little plant grabs you when you're halfway through with the puzzle and you got to do it all over again.
Causing you to misinterpret super missiles for a missile tank, causing you to get booted from your last lower brackets match. Oh, I'm still so salty at that Sporb about that.
No, that didn't happen.
No, it did.
Oh, I am so sorry.
That was not a good day, but it was also a great lesson.
And what lesson was that?
Always make sure you can see what that thing is.
Yeah, that's fair. And not just doing this puzzle regardless. Oh, it had an STK on it, so that means I misread one of the STK hints.
Yeah.
And you didn't bother correcting me.
Well, no, I said Plaza Access had the item and Plaza was the key.
Oh, well, obviously I didn't hear it, and I'm just deaf.
Nah, don't say that.
No, I actually am partially deaf.
Oh.
Yeah. Both ears have a condition, so.
I see. All
I'm
right,
glad
we
you
got...
I can't.
Oh, found the other suit.
Wait, where's... Oh, there, okay. I'm a little bit behind on frames.
All right, well, with that being found, okay, so Light Suit was relatively free. Well, I say relatively free, but it depends on where that last Aegon key is hiding. Well, it's also Echo Visor locked. Okay, so that actually brings up a good point. Echo Visor can't be Light Suit locked, so it actually can't be too far away. It could be at worst Visor locked. I think that's about it. I think actually Echo Visor might be right around the corner. We actually could be looking at a relatively fast seed here if Echo's not too unreasonable.
Well, fast for Nye on that hand.
And
Unfortunately, Sestrion's still struggling to get out.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate.
He's fallen way behind at this point.
And just like this happens to me all the time, no power bombs for Putrid Alcove.
But I hate when that happens.
Or at least not for Putrid Alcove quickly.
Looked like it might have been an E-Tank. It was an E-Tank.
Alright, and Nye's gonna do the cache seeker list here to pick up this Sky Temple key, so the way I was trained on this one is is to I jumped from the mushroom and then tried to missile the bottom left and bottom right locks and screw onto the top three because the screw attack would be a little less precise in that way.
Seems like it'd be a fairly tight window for both those locks to reset during your jump, wouldn't it?
Well, you start the first missile from very far away, so the missile has a little time to hit the first lock, and then so it gives you just that little bit of extra time you need. But it looks like Nye wants to try and go for the quad lock strategy here. Unfortunately, that Hunter Ing is being a little troublesome. Now, it was a missile-related upgrade down here in Poison Bog. That could very well be Seeker missiles, given our current equipment, if we just find a Dark Visor.
Yeah, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd personally, I'd throw Dark Visor somewhere in upper Sank. Just give him something else to go for.
Could be, but Nye nevertheless gets the Cache Seeker list and has now, I believe that's 3 Sky Temple keys. Because, yeah, this one, Plaza, Mining Station B, yeah, I think that's 3.
Do we ever see what was on Portal Chamber for light?
I don't think so.
No, not yet. Okay.
That's another energy tank there in Venomous Pond, but I think Nye's going to take a quick safety save here. This may be a Cache B Chasm play. I don't think we know of any major items in Lower Torvis, but it is 3 hints.
Major items, not that we know at the moment, but we do have that STK on Alpha Blog.
Yes, Alpha Blog, so we do have reason to go down there anyway. Seeker Launcher could be on Powerbomb Guardian, on Dark Oasis. That was also missile-related, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that'd be terrible. Yeah, come all the way and fight Powerbomb Guardian, then go all the way back to Dark Aegon for your Seekers. That's a bit of a hike.
Indeed. All right, Knight picks up the key, and we'll see if this is going to be a Cache B Chasm or if he's going to go ahead and do the temple first. And it is going to be a Cache B Chasm.
Right, lands it first try. Now, Captain, for our viewers who might be fairly new to Echoes or Tricks in itself, what's the difficulty you'd say for this out of bounds movement?
Well, it's 2 parts. It's loading up Cache B, and then it's finding the exit door, and then loading under Temple Shaft here. So it's a little hard to make out on Nice screen, but near the bottom center, you can see the hexagon. Well, now you can see it because it's at point blank range, but that hexagon you just saw there is the exit point of the door in Light Torvis. The elevator is still here, so even though it may not actually be an elevator. So Nye jumps back after loading the door, after landing on the door, and just like that, he's in under Temple Shaft. I would say the hardest part is loading under Temple Shaft, and then it's a little tough to loop around here to get to the door. Well, actually, it looks like Nye's just taking the long way around. And it's just going to let the room load around him.
Now, for anyone who might be trying out of bounds for the first time, what dangers would you recommend them to try to focus on when performing out of bounds movement?
Don't ever screw attack. Because screw attack out of bounds is basically a soft lock. Another big key thing of out of bounds movement is ether jumping, where basically in every room, there's a box in the room's boundaries where the normal gravity physics apply, and outside that box is ether. And in that ether box, you gradually ascend a little bit, but as you cross between those 2 boxes, you get a 3-frame window where you're able to jump. So crossing in between those boxes, performing those 3-frame ether jumps, is a big key to out of bounds movement, especially in larger and much more vertically involved rooms.
For example, the hydrodynamo and God, I can't think of room names today.
The hydro chamber shaft,
Yeah, that thing.
the outer temple shaft. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That being said, there's Alpha Blog, but we're just gonna BSJ out of here. See ya.
The one time I hoped for an Alpha Block fight, and you get it, but they just break out of it. No one ever stays and says hi to Alpha Block.
Unless it's the 2021 tournament, I want to say 2021 or 2022. Alpha Blog was almost always required.
Oh God. And ever since that, no one's come and paid him a visit.
I think in 2021, I remember specifically taking down notes of how often each boss was required. And Quad and Chica were conspicuously absent, mostly because for Chica specifically, there was a logic issue with energy tanks.
Yeah, that could be a problem since Chica, you're not many. You only have those 3 safe zones.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say even that's the problem. The fight is just clunky. Sometimes your secret missiles don't hit in the backs. Easy to run out of dark ammo.
Yeah, I was never a fan of that fight, especially adult Chica.
All right, and we are seeing the Grapple Guardian. Well, either that or Nice just coming in and boosting on out of here, which it looks like that is what he's doing.
Hey, buddy, I'm just going to borrow your room for a second. Don't mind me.
Don't worry, it's like I won't even be here.
Yeah, I'm just going to place this highly explosive device right at the corner of your room and take a step out. God, if someone did that to my house, I'd be ticked off.
To answer your question, yes, it will reload, but don't do that before picking up the item from Grapple Guardian, because if you do that, the item doesn't reload and you're screwed. Same with Powerbomb Guardian as well. You have to pick up the item before leaving, otherwise it's gone forever. That actually did cause us to have a double forfeit and redraw once in a tournament race a while back with Dark Oasis.
Seriously, 2 people did that?
I think one runner forfeited and the other runner that was still running got to that problem.
Oh.
So it effectively ended up being a double forfeit.
Okay, ah, God damn it! You were right!
I don't call this trash on purpose!
Well, at least we know where the keys are.
Anyway.
Let's have a quick word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is brought to you by Dark Aegon Temple.
I mean, that being said, that is basically the path to go mode. We don't need Dark Visor for anything right now. So yeah, we just need to find this last Torvis key and then we're in business. And we also need to find, we know where Annihilator Beam is. Nice Powerbomb hint.
Come on, Cestron, you gotta land that. You gotta land it eventually, my friend.
If he only knew this was required, you had to do worms anyway.
I feel so bad for him.
If there's one thing Randovania knows how to do, it's insult strategy like that.
Yeah.
You think you're doing this fancy SAU strat. To be fair, Cestron doesn't know Worms has Echo Visor, but is Echo Hard required? Yes, there is a Sky Temple key and Profane Path.
Because Echo was hard required, he can just return the energy and wouldn't have to do all this. So this begs the question, what is Cestron's plan of attack at this point?
Never mind.
Is he doing what I think he's doing?
No, Cestron just made an accidental button press. Yeah, unfortunately that did reset the timer, but Cestron is going to keep racing, has not actually DNF'd.
Okay, I keep going. No, yeah, never give up.
Yeah, apparently just had a global hotkey oopsie.
Well, that's all right. It happens. Happens to all of us.
Nye just asked in the race time cap why. All right, we get a dark visor there in transit station, so visors aren't an issue now.
But we still don't know where Cobalt is for our sanctuary hints.
Well, the nice thing here is, oh, so
No,
Nye's gonna
need
get
'em.
the. Well, first off, we're gonna see the Amber, Emerald, Cobalt, Crimson. Okay, so Emerald just moved up 2 spots.
Yeah, but it's a good sign of showing how puzzles are randomized and showing it off firsthand.
Indeed. So Nye's gonna go ahead and get the Aegon key in Hazen Cliff here, but is also still looking for that Annihilator beam as well. And with that Dark Visor that was just picked up, it could be in Hive entrance. That is not locking. That is not locked by Echo Visor. So Annihilator could be in, yeah, Hive entrance. That being said, it looks like Nye's going straight for Hive Gyro question? No. Hive
No,
Gyro, you would come from the other side, go from below.
yeah, but don't you need Echo to lower a gate
Yes,
to
you do.
even
That's
access
right.
it?
Maybe Nye's going for ATS or checking this. Let's see. Life
What?
support system. Okay, so it's not there.
Hmm.
Don't worry, Nye. That's the wrong key.
You don't need Ing Hive keys. You can just break into Quad's room through the back door. If you find your Annihilator. I don't
Yeah.
know. If I'm hoping, I put ATS in the mix for Annihilator. That seems like it's promising at the moment.
Well, with Hive Dynamo being blown dead, with the whistle on Hive Dynamo being blown dead, actually, Nye could get Annihilator Beam anywhere now that is available because the only place it can, the only places it can be are Hive entrance. It can only be. Oh, now you just had it.
Oh, well, this puzzle.
There we go.
I always hated this puzzle.
But yeah, the only places Annihilator could be that we now know of are Hive entrance,
Uh-huh.
Culling Chamber if we didn't see it already. It can't be Hive Gyro or Hive Dynamo, so ATS, and it can't be Sentinel's Path. So Nye could get to all the Hive locations that could potentially have Annihilator Beam.
All right, and meanwhile, let's take a look back over at Cestron, see how his progress is coming along. Okay, well, he seems to be getting closer to the mark each and every time. It's just, what do you think's going wrong here, Cap?
As somebody who has not had a chance to even attempt this trick, I can't really speak for its precision and difficulty, but from what I have seen from others, it is quite nasty. I'm wondering if Nye maybe misread the Aegon key hint, because this is also not a relevant key. Because the key hint said Dark Aegon, Torvis, and Hive. Now, that being said, Nye looks like to be gunning it straight for the Cat West key for the moment.
Well, thankfully it's free.
Yeah, I think for all the Sank keys, this one's the furthest out. Because you do have to go all the way around without Echo Visor to go up staging area and turn around that way.
Yeah, but he's got Spider. Doesn't look like he's going to check ATS or Vault for that matter.
At this point, I don't think he really needs to, because I think Nye is playing as though he's already on the path to go mode here.
Right.
Because again, in theory, Annihilator is already accessible somewhere. So, what Nye is going to do here, I think, is go to Culling Chamber, or yeah, go to Culling Chamber, get the. Now that being said, we're still missing a critical component here because we don't know exactly where in Torvis the last Aegon key is. Now that being said, we can check the whole place. There's nothing stopping us. Um,
It's
there
a
aren't
matter
any.
of how
There
far
aren't
out
any.
of the way it is.
Right. Well, the furthest out of the way it could be now is like Gathering Hall or Transit Tunnel South, because we've already swept all of the plaza side of Torvis. We've already seen everything on the front. It could be technically Portal Chamber. We didn't see it, but that'd be a really rude spot for it given the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I was right there at Dark Portal Chamber. He could have grabbed it right then.
Yeah, I think at the time Nye was playing as though a Morbus wasn't going to be required, so wasn't too crazy about looking for that last key. But now we know that it is required.
Right.
It's now suddenly bit of a turnaround. And this is just unfortunately something that happens in Rando, is that sometimes you take big guesses like that, and sometimes they work. Sometimes, like take the the Mining Plaza SAU, for example. If it works out, it works out. In this case, we don't need light suits, so as nice as it is, it's not going to do any good.
But it did turned out Culling Chamber didn't have anything of use, just a missile expansion.
All right, and we know this is a Sky Temple key already, so yeah, Annihilator Beam either has to be in Hive entrance or ATS.
And this requires Echo, or he's going out of bounds for it.
I guess Nye's going out of bounds for it to just get the key now and just never have to come back to Sank. This is not a bad play from a routing perspective, because then you can at least just get that out of the way. You could save warp out, since, well, the problem is Nye's not done with Sanctuary yet. He still needs to get the last worm key and the Hive worm key and Annihilator Beam, which we know both are here. So I guess he plans on coming back out and then using Dark Visor Secret Missiles in the Hive Dynamo Works to escape that way. Having a little bit of trouble here loading Hive Gyro. I'm curious to know how Nye is going to get back out of Hive Gyro to get back out of bounds, because this door ain't going to be breaking itself.
Well, he's... no. He's not able to access Hive Gyro through ATS at all. No, there's no doorway. There might be an out of bounds through Hive Gyro.
There might just be like a secret world or something, if I had to hazard a guess. Oh, and it looks like Nye's unloaded the room, but I think that's fine in this context.
Or maybe he's going to go out of bounds, circle around Hive
Well,
Temple?
he's got to be careful here, because if he tries to load the access way to Hive Temple now, the game's going to crash.
That'd be extremely bad. He did take that safety save, though, back in Torvis.
Yes. So that was right before Cash beat Chasm. So it's not the worst in the world if he does crash, because again, Nye is on the path to go mode here. And it looks like he's more than high enough to avoid the loading trigger now, so...
To answer questions in chat, we do have one being brought up about wondering why Sestrion's continuing to practice the SAU.
I think, based on what Sestrion's race time chat is suggesting, he's just going to basically interpret this as a practice seed. So figures, well, I'm already deep into this, might as well just try and figure it out, All right, one sealing warp later, and Nye has picked up the key.
I'm going to admire Sestrion's determination and will to keep going. He's not giving up. He's not throwing the towel in.
Indeed.
If something happens, he's taking it on the bright side. Much admiration for that.
All right, so Knight is going to warp to start out of here, which is, again, a little bit unfortunate because that means he's missing out on some vital equipment here. Where was the Annihilator Beam hint? I think our runners have read every single hint available in between each other. It was one of the earlier ones. It was one of the Ambers, I think.
I believe you are correct.
I think it was it was either the Mining Plaza hint or it was the...
Was it Mining Station B, or was that something else?
The Mining Station B hint. I think it might have been the... was it the Mining Station B hint? It might have been a Violet hint. It could be either or.
Oh, and it appears Jeff has raided us with a party of 4. Hello, Jeff. We appreciate the raid.
You're joining us as we are actually kind of starting to hit the path to go mode here on this race between Nye and Cestron in the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes weekly Echoes Randomizer weekly community race. We've got some interesting scenarios here. So Cestron and I both have tried to breach Mining Plaza, but Nye was able to get the SAU out in a much more timely fashion. Unfortunately for both of them, a Morbus is required anyway because he's guarding the bloody Echo Visor.
And why is Echo Visor needed, you may ask?
Because we've got a Sky Temple key in Profane Path. And technically Hive Gyro, but I just skipped that, so...
Yes, but it appears Cestron's in the lead right now. He's only at 11 minutes compared to Nye's hour and a half.
Right, about that.
Yeah, I know. It appeared there was a hotkey mix-up, and we had a little oopsie with the timer.
Yeah, now that being said, I'm very curious as to Nye's routing here. Unless he's got a trick up his sleeve to skip Echo Visor.
Is he going to try to go out of bounds and phase on grounds and get the gate from behind?
This is a distinct possibility.
It looks like it. He's trying to screw tech into the Morph Ball tunnel.
Yeah, trying to get a little bit of extra horizontal momentum here, like so.
Oh, this guy's going out of bounds like crazy. He's making it seem like it's no big deal at all.
Yeah, so I think I see what Nye is going to do. Is going to basically climb over and get to Profane Path that way. Interesting.
We do have a suggestion in chat, wondering if Profane could use low delay in Profane Path.
I don't think that's allowed, but I don't think Nye's doing a load delay here. I think this is just simple wall crawling.
For our viewers at home who might not be familiar with this, Captain, what's the difference between a load delay and what Nye's doing here with out of bounds?
Unfortunately, I gotta confess to you, I'm not very knowledgeable in the load delay mechanics with Echoes, but yeah, this just looks like wall crawling all the way over to the other side of the room to pick up the key, because the key should be loaded now.
I mean, as long as the room is spawned in, it should be just fine.
But the collision mechanics are going to be a little weird now because of case in point.
It just slides right underneath it. Use the screw attack and go underneath the floor.
And with Light Suit, you have all the time in the world to do this. So yeah, Nye is effectively skipping Echo Visor here.
Well, I guess we're not going to see a Morbus today. No Worm Jam.
Nope. Very clever use of out-of-bounds knowledge here. I mean, this is a lot of stuff that I've never seen before, so...
It's amazing the such a precise amount of movement and knowledge required for just only one room. I consider doing that back to back multiple times.
And we've got Bellator in chat explaining that it just basically delays loading of a room to take advantage of things like the delayed gravity box, delayed collision detection, things like that. In this case, though, what Nye did is used just wall crawled around to the door and then made sure that the bridge, the Dark Sacred Bridge, was loaded instead of Profane Path as the main room. And this does leave some of the collision filtered out. Not all of it, but some of it. Enough to casually screw attack out of bounds, like so.
Yeah, and speaking of new things, I found out an interesting thing about Amorbus yesterday.
Go on.
Yeah, found another soft lock. If you're familiar with using worm skip to skip the third worm from spawning in the third phase.
Yep. You
Yeah.
you can't do that twice.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way yesterday.
Oh my. Ooh, and I didn't
Yeah.
get the ether jump there. So I think I see what Nye's trying to do here. He's trying to basically get enough height and then time a forward ether jump into the tree, basically, and pick up the Sky Temple key that way. The problem with this is that an ether jump is a 3-frame window, and you can't exactly see the ether box, so you have to just eyeball it like so. I think he went too low. Yeah, didn't go far enough to hit the floor.
Well, while we have this downtime with Knight attempting an aether jump and Sestrong practicing getting out of SAU mining plaza, let's like to take this time to thank our tracker Op 82 and all the volunteers behind SpeedGaming and the Metroid communities for making all this possible. You know, they
Okay. Oh, sorry, go on.
nope, you're fine. If we had something interesting, cut me off by all means.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh, never mind. As you were.
Great, okay. Well, continuing, today's sponsor is ibuprofen, 50 milligrams. When you're constantly bashing your head into the wall, attempting to jump out.
Oh, gee. I just got the joke.
Ibuprofen would be the way to go.
Uh,
And I promise we are not sponsoring any illicit substances. Just straight pain relief, over the counter Advil. I promise. Gotta have that big warning disclosure.
Indeed. Now, the downside to ether jumping is that if you fall down through the bottom of the ether box, through the bottom of the gravity box, the normal room gravity box, is that you do have to wait until the ether gravity ascends you up to the point where you can jump from the floor, from the normal room's floor. So that could sometimes take a while if you fall particularly far or particularly at a high rate of speed, especially if you morph. Because if you morph, you don't adhere to ether gravity physics.
For instance, mini gyro chamber backwards for anyone who does that in the wrong manner.
Or mini gyro chamber with cannonball if you accidentally just go sailing through the center of the mini gyro. Because, yeah, you don't get knocked back if you have cannonball.
Yeah, I learned both those the hard way, too. That was not a fun wait time.
But yeah, like the list of tricks that I may need to know for the next Echoes tournament, it's starting to blow my mind here, because there's this, which, I mean, being able to skip a major item on a boss is always going to be a big plus these days. I remember winning a CGC race by being able to skip Emerald Translator for some stuff in Plaza. I think Torvis Meditation Vista had progression. I think it had Light Suit. It was one of the Swiss races.
Yeah, but a light suit on Med Vista? That's not terrible, but...
Okay, so Nye's gone back in bounds here, kind of.
Is he going to try to go out of bounds again at a different angle? Yeah, that's what it looks like he's trying to do.
Yeah, I think I see where Nye's trying to find standable terrain. It's right past this rock facing.
Well, now he's behind it, and he's down again.
Yeah, I see where he's trying to go here. He's trying to go behind the tree. So now we've got both runners struggling with very high yield tricks. Was there a hint for Echo Visor to answer question chat? Yes, it was in Lower Torvis, and it said that Echo Visor was in Dargagon Temple.
I still can't believe you
Oh
called
no, that's
that.
dangerous.
No! Why? Okay, well, now he's stuck spinning around.
Maybe
But
no.
it might have worked to his benefit. He bonked back up.
Okay, so we're gonna see a ceiling. I think this is gonna be a ceiling warp here. I'm gonna have to ask Nye in the interview if that was all part of the trick or if that was just improvising. Oh no, fell behind.
You know what, Cap, I'm gonna say this. You always admit that it was planned until someone proves you wrong. Hey, trust me, it's all planned. You can't prove otherwise. Something goes wrong? Nope, it was just part of the plan. That's why you always have a backup plan.
Oh, friend, that's just life as a production member in a nutshell. Always have backups on backups on backups.
Yeah, we got the same problem in transportation. If something goes wrong on the road, you better hope you know the back road. Unless the back road also is shut down and you're stuck waiting 3 hours.
Or when all the roads are under construction. That's happened in my town way too many times than I would care to admit.
Oh, I've got the same problem. There's one stretch of highway in the city. It's been under road paving for 12 years now. They will never finish it.
I think this is part of the trick.
Using the screw attack to try to clip in with the screw attack hitbox?
I think so, yeah. Wow, this is some high level. This is some high level dangerous nonsense. Because normally screw attacking out of bounds is a death sentence.
Yeah, but it makes sense when you think about it. You're using the hitbox and the height to touch the item, and then get back in bounds.
And nigh in the race time.
That's accurate.
Probably with a little more of a frustrated tone than that, but that's basically what it amounts to. And to be fair, I don't blame him because again, this is trying to skip Echo Visor on a Morbus.
Oh, hold on. Is he? Maybe.
Yeah. So
he's a little farther right.
Careful, you're almost out of screws.
Okay, well now he's stuck. Oh, I think he.
Yeah, that's why you usually don't screw attack out of bounds.
He got stuck on collision and he couldn't get out of it. At least that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He didn't bonk.
And because he's in that infinite loop, you're not able to perform any other action.
So that's gonna set Nye back about 25 minutes. It's gonna set him back before he picked up the alpha block key, I think.
I believe you're correct.
Oh wait, no.
No, he saved in Hive Gyro, didn't he?
Actually, it looks like he might have saved in Transport A access before attempting this.
Oh, thank God. At least he was smart. He did a safety save. That's
Indeed.
good. And we do have a question wondering if Sestron's SAU was actually possible.
It's very much possible. We saw Nye do it earlier, and it's a fairly recent trick. I wouldn't say it's super recent, but it's a fairly recent trick that it's not a particularly consistent one either.
There's not much documentation on the trick.
Exactly.
There's not really a consistent way to set up, perform, and get out of the trick at the same time.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Nye was gonna get trolled by the portal there, and the portal was gonna close for a second.
That's like something out of a movie. Portal closes right as you're about to touch it.
It always happens in that way too. SAU, to answer your question, is shorthand for screw attack unmorph. Nope.
Well, Sistron almost had it, looked like.
Nice Metroid.
That poor Metroid. He's just trying to live his life, floating along. And then you got this big hunking suit of light killing you in a heartbeat.
Especially with those super sharp, pointy kneecaps.
Oh, God. Can you imagine getting your eye poked out by one of those things?
I can, and it's scary.
Imagine you bend down to pick something up and you slip. Whoop, there goes your eye.
Oh, geez. No, I don't even want to think about it that way.
Yeah, well, now you are thinking about it. I mean, it's a great deterrent for theft and enemies, though.
You know, can't exactly deny that.
All
So
right,
yeah, just to
uh,
bring anybody who might just be coming in up to speed here, both our runners are basically trying to perform some like very advanced level trickery to skip major bosses. What Nye's attempting to do here is attempting to skip Echo Visor by doing some out of bounds shenanigans in Profane Path, whereas Cestron is trying to do the screw attack. Oh no, Nye stuck.
Oh, no, not again. Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
never mind. Yeah, that's the weird thing about the gravity physics in Echoes is that if you just stop moving, eventually you'll stop. You'll fall rather. It's such a again, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube.
I said it once, I'll say it again. It is the most stable game ever. There's no flaws anywhere within it.
Yeah, I want to say Cestron's been trying to hammer away at this SAU for around 45-ish minutes now. It was around the 52-minute mark. Maybe a tad bit earlier.
Yeah, it was around that, yeah.
Okay, so Nye's out, but has to go back the other way, because his unmorph was forward, or backwards towards phase on grounds. There we go. Now he's over the bridge. Yeah, these bomb jumps are basically your only way to navigate out of bounds on stuck terrain like this. And once again, Echo's demonstrating that the worst thing in this game is to a Metroid is doors.
I can only imagine what's going through that Metroid's head. Answer the door.
Oh no. Nice stuck again, isn't he? Yeah.
Again? Oh, come on. Well, there just shows the risk in taking these extremely difficult tricks. One wrong
Indeed.
move and you're stuck, forced to reset.
Yeah, because again, this is a very much a case of risk versus reward, because the reward for being able to skip Echo Visor in this case is to not have to go hunting for, in Nye's case, 2 missing Aegon keys. And
Wait, I thought he picked up 2.
Nye did not get the culling chamber, not the culling chamber, the Hazencliff key, and we're still missing the Torvis one.
Oh, you're
The
right.
Aegon key in Torvis, which can
Right.
either be in, so it can either be in Gathering Hall, Transit Tunnel South. It could just be chilling in Hydro Dynamo Station. I don't know if Nye actually went there, because I'm pretty sure.
You want the dark version of it, not light.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nye went straight from Catacombs from dungeon, the dungeon portal, straight to Sanctuary.
Oh, I like this recommendation for a new update. Have it where a Metroid constantly chases you around the map. That'd be interesting.
creepy.
That'd be interesting. Oh, come on.
It would be no, but don't get me wrong. That'd be an awesome, awesome mod. But it would just be creepy. This thing coming through every door, coming after you. Are there other races? Yes, we do have one additional racer off camera today. Oop, okay, now is not the time for the emulator to be having hiccups.
Uh-oh.
That's standard on Dolphin, though, to be fair.
Does the lore state how long a Metroid can survive without absorbing energy? Which
I do not know.
It depends on which lore we're going with and what type of Metroid.
Yeah, because the Metroids that exist in the Prime universe are Talon Metroids, except Prime 3. They're Phazon Metroids.
So if it's Prime, then I guess we'll have to assume this Metroid's also a Talon-based.
Yes, and the scan explicitly states when you encounter them for the first time in labs that they are Talon Metroids. Which makes sense. They were basically imported here because of the pirate frigate that got shot down by the GFS tier. Hey, Mr. Dark Metroid, do you think you can actually give us a little bump here? Could you imagine? Like, we already have, like, Exo Skip, where Jack and Jill basically give you a hand getting out of bounds for that.
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
Guess not. All right, so Nye is at least back in Profane Path again, so we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, going back on what I was saying about, risk versus reward, on one end, if you can pull this off, you end up skipping an entire boss fight and hunting for the keys, which is not, again, it's not insignificant. Like, realistically, under good routing and ideal execution conditions, that would still save like a good 20 minutes, given what we know. You can hear the Sky Temple key just calling out. Wow, nice recovery. Echo's Collision, folks.
Echoes is totally a not broken game.
Yeah, I think Nye is trying to start the screw attack from that spot on the tree. I think is what's happening here.
And as far as all the lore I can pour through, there's not really a definitive answer on Metroid lifespan. The general consensus you're looking, since it's energy based, anywhere from 10 years minimum up to 40 plus. So there's not really a consistent answer on Metroid lore for lifespans.
Right, and to clarify additionally on Nice Trick, because the bridge room is loaded and not Profane Path, that's why the collision is altered in a way that lets him just casually jump out of bounds like that. If the collision was loaded properly, as if we were in Profane Path properly, this wouldn't be the case. Nope.
Down he goes.
Yep. That's the other reason you don't screw attack out of bounds, because again, while in screw attack, you are effectively considered morphed. And while you are morphed, gravity does not gravity exists, but it's only 9.81 meters per second straight down. Meters per second squared, excuse me. I'm a physicist. I should not be mincing my measurements.
Well, while we have this intermission, if anyone has any questions for our resident physicist, now would be a good time to ask him.
Oh, geez.
Hey, you open the door. You opened the door.
You're right, I did.
Oh, Sestrion appears to have left the SAU attempts.
Yeah, it's... Oh, okay. So yeah, Sestrion has given it up. And he's gonna be so annoyed when he reads the catacombs hint.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that.
String theory, I cannot give you a crash course on. I didn't take that in school.
Are we past the point where worms would have been faster? I mean,
We're very much past the point where worms would have been faster, unfortunately. Because yeah, I was saying I was saying earlier that getting the last key, like again, the Torvis keys and Annihilator Beam are basically guaranteed with our current equipment. Uh, the only downside is we have to find them first. And as far as I'm aware, that would probably take about 20 minutes, give or take 5, depending on how good the placement ends up being.
would have been done much better than sitting inside the, sitting around. You know, he could have, for both runners, might have been best to go on that manhunt. On a manhunt, on a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, this and again, this last Torvis key can't be anywhere particularly threatening. Like the only place it could be that would kind of be annoying is I would say Gathering Hall, because that's just a long room. There's some ways around doing it, like you can do it without power bombs with screw attack.
Yeah, that's fair. And this Torvis doesn't really have any bad rooms outside of maybe Torvis Plaza, but
Yeah.
it's fairly easy to maneuver through Torvis.
And if I said Torvis key, I meant Aegon key. Oops.
Hey, if that's the worst thing that happens today, I think we'll be all right.
Now that's one way to deal with a Metroid.
That's the proper way to deal with a Metroid.
Hey, at least it's only one instead of like the 3 in Super.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are with the bridge archway again.
And he gets over it just fine, it looks like.
That was a backtrack there, so Nice still got to go over all the way.
He'll make it.
There we go.
There we go. See, that's what having faith is. As long as you have the faith and determination. Looks like Sestron's opting to practice a secretless entry into the Torvis elevator from Aegon's transit station.
That actually is another very good question, is where did Seeker missiles run off to? Because Seeker missiles are currently guarding, as far as major progression, the Cache Sky Temple key. In fact, I actually think that's the only major thing it's guarding. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is the only major thing Seekers are guarding. So Seekers could be literally anywhere else.
Yeah, we did have that missile-related hint for Seekers over in... What was it? Putrid?
Poison Bog and Dark Oasis both had missile-related upgrades in their caches. They could very easily be Seeker missiles at this point.
And we have someone asking for the hints for our Sky Temple keys.
The Sky Temple, both cache A and B. This one here in oh good grief, we've been talking about this room for the last 35 minutes. Profane Path, Phazon Grounds. That one's free. Cat West was a key.
Alpha Blog, Cache A and B, both caches.
Alpha Blog, yep, Alpha Blog. Mining Station B was key number 7.
Torvis Plaza had one.
Plaza.
And Hive Gyro had one.
Hive Gyro, that was number 9. So yeah, they're all, for the most part, the Sky Temple key placement itself isn't bad. We just discovered that Echo Visor's on a Morbus.
Meanwhile...
all right, so what we're seeing Sestron do here is this is an attempt to skip to get to the top of Torvis Temple without having to do the entire without having to do the whole go all the way around. So by super missiling or getting rid of the flying pirates, this cutscene places you back inside Torvis Temple properly. Like so. This room is especially fun if you have Seeker missiles and double damage. Because then you could just fire one secret missile at every pirate and watch them go flying.
Only a power bomb expansion on Torvus
Let's
Plaza
see.
Temple. God, I can't read.
Let's see. Now let's see if the game decides to really pull Sestrion's leg here and hint the Amorphous hint here. Because we've seen both of our jokes. There's still a couple other always hints like Umos 2 and oh, there goes Nye.
He bonked on a screw attack and fell.
That is double damage.
Yay.
Not unwelcome.
There's his Amorphous hint. Well, he knows where Echo Visor is now. He doesn't sound too happy about it.
Yep. The words in race time. Let's see. LMAOOOOOOOO.
Oh?
No, it's just 8 O's.
Oh. Oh, I cracked myself up.
But yeah, so Cestrion, I think, is on the path to go mode here.
Yeah, this begs the question: who do you think's going to make more progress? Nye's out of bounds or Cestrion's movement?
Well, if Nye can just get this last key, then he's basically golden. The only one I think he's missing is I'm not sure.
That's not a room name. All right, so let's go through this. He got Phase on grounds. He's working on Profane Path. He did Alpha Block. He got both caches in Cat West. Corvus Plot. I think is this his last one, or did he not get MSB?
Maybe it is his last one. I think I remember seeing Nye go for MSB because yeah, he got the Seekerless in one shot.
And Chica has unlimited beam. Well, I guess you're not getting that then.
Yeah, which is a shame because unlimited beam ammo plus double damage especially would make Chica about as relaxing as it would be if you had Cannonball.
Better believe so. Great, we're starting a sing-off in chat.
Not quite, it's not quite as fast as Cannonball, but it's definitely more relaxing. Yeah, like take unlimited beam ammo with Annihilator in tow for a Chica fight, and you're basically just have to mash A.
Yeah, the fight's over, and you don't have to worry about anything. All right, so Nye's going over the arch again. Almost. Yeah, looks like Cestrion's on his way over to Torvus Plaza.
Yeah, this is, I believe, like I said, I do believe Cestrion is on the path to go mode here. And you know what's worse? He's going to see the suit in Path of Roots, not Path of Roots, Abandoned Worksite, and be like, oh.
Doing all that for his dark suit when another suit's right here.
Now, that being said, the main, not necessarily required, but still big question mark is Secret Missiles. And Secret Missiles could still be behind Light Suit, for all we know. And I think Cestrion's just going to double check here and get the path to go mode one more time.
If I wanted a really bad location for Seekers, you could throw them on Umos 2.
You could do. There is nothing stopping Umos 2 from having Secret Missiles.
Yeah, that means you gotta fight quad, return the energy, go all the way back to Great Temple, grab your Seekers, then go all the way back for your Seeker locks. Oh, it's a long journey. Granted, he can save warp to Great Temple, so that shortens it, but it's still not fun.
And to answer question, chat, we do not have a Tumos hint. The 3 remaining always hints are the Hive keys, Torvus keys, and the Tumos hint. Those are the only 3 always hints we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah, for the skip. Will he land it? No, he was close.
Yeah, personally, I like to do that boost off from the first part of that spider track, from the leftmost part of it. So, like, I
Yeah.
like to go all the way across here so that I don't go sailing over the pole.
Yeah, it gives you a bit more safety room to work with.
Indeed, bit more of a chance to get sporbed, but otherwise, it's okay.
Yeah, but high risk, high reward.
Indeed.
But third attempt, he's grabbing the key, making it look like there's no problem at all. Meanwhile, Nye's still out of bounds, trying to. What's he trying to do? Is he? Oh, there's the tree.
Yeah. Again,
Now,
still trying to.
don't do it.
Oh, too low. Not enough height to start the screw. Yeah, because if you, the height of the screw attack is set by space jump. So if your space jump is too high and you don't start the screw attack it early enough, you're gonna just go falling like that.
And we're free. Free
Hmm.
falling.
And there's the other suit for Cestrion. Uh, you know, it's not quite as insulting as a suit in Plane of Dark first suit in Plane of Dark Worship, but yeah, Randovania's got a sense of humor today, folks.
And I wonder whose fault that is. Well,
There's the last Aegon key. It was just chilling in Great Bridge.
it's
Not
staring at
great.
us the entire time.
Yeah, Great
Forgotten
Bridge.
Bridge. No,
No, it was
Forgotten
Great
Bridge, the
Bridge.
other one.
Yeah, Forgotten Bridge is the other one. Sacred Bridge is the one before the 2 rooms before the Emerald Elevator to Great Temple. There's Umos too, and it's dead. Oh, hi, Seekers. You were just
they're
chilling
right
here the
here!
whole time, too. All right, Cetus Freus, folks. I mean, technically. That was literally right behind Darkbeam.
Wow. One room away, and damn.
Yeah,
That's
I think,
frustrating.
yeah. Yeah, Sacred Path. Sacred Path is the room before the elevator. Sacred Bridge is the room right before that. The Dark Visor Secret Bridge. Before GFMC.
Okay, so
There's too many bridges in this game too.
there's too much everything in this game. Everything shares a similar name half the time. I mean, corruption wasn't that bad with naming.
No,
Kind of.
it just had Reliquary 3. No, I'm kidding. I have not had a chance to take a stab at Corruption Rando yet. I just don't have the means to do it with my setup.
Yeah, corruption rando's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. I need to either get a Bluetooth receiver for my rig or get a USB loader set up on my Wii. One or the other.
And I think your Bluetooth might be better for the long haul.
Probably.
I mean, God forbid your Wii has a technical issue with it, then you're stuck with a device you can't use.
I know, yeah. And that day could come anytime. It's amazing my Wii hasn't given out already, considering it was a Gen 1 Wii.
Ooh, so like one of the first white ones?
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of Wii's, you remember the marketing behind the Wii U? That was the weirdest campaign model they've ever seen.
I actually do not. I kind of wasn't. I was kind of wasn't paying attention to the Wii U at the time. Not necessarily not paying attention, but I wasn't overly focused on the marketing, for lack of a better term. All right, Cestrion's gonna go get Sky Temple key hints and see that Echo Visor is required.
He's going to be very upset about that one. Just you wait.
Especially when Hive Gyro and Profane Path come up, and the fact that none of them are Light Suit locked.
On
And
the
yeah,
price.
Light Suit is definitely dead now, unless Annihilator Beam's just chilling in Hive Entrance or something.
There's Mining Station B, Phazon Grounds, Profane Path,
And there's the Echo Visor requirement.
Hydro Chamber Storage. Let's go say hi to Alfie.
You say Alpha, and that reminds me, I gotta get around to downloading Pikmin 4.
I never played anything past 2. I haven't tried 3 or 4.
3's not too bad, but I really do want to play 4 before I start, watching everything on the internet about it.
Right.
I've heard good things so far.
Yeah, chat seems to like it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this year in general is pretty stacked for Nintendo. They had Pikmin 4. They've got 2 awesome Mario games coming out in the next 3 months. Because yeah,
Oh.
we've got Mario Wonder coming out in October, and then we've got Mario RPG coming out a month later.
I'm gonna say I think Mario RPG was so deserved. Yeah,
Indeed.
the original was amazing. It's beautiful what they tried, and it turned out amazing.
I'm
And to
just
have it reformatted and updated, it's
I would love to know what kind of hurdles they went over with Square to make that work.
probably a lot.
Oh, no doubt. But that being said, I'm sure we'll learn in due time. To answer a question, chat,
You generated it.
yeah,
Just admit it.
this is all me. uh,
Who generated this mess? Oh, well, I think you already know.
I'm wondering how I would have performed on this seed in general, because I generally prefer not to do extreme out of bounds like this, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I would have picked up on a couple of the items here. Like, I probably might have actually missed the Great Bridge Torvis key.
Oh, nice screw attacking again. Oh, but
Okay.
he's
Managed
okay.
to at least get a bonk and land on Standable to save himself this time.
This time, I don't need to make light of it, but hopefully he gets it and gets it soon. But then again, it is good practice.
You know, you know what's even? I still cannot believe Echo was on a Morbus. Like, I said that as a joke.
Yeah, well, it appears your joke has turned into a reality. How do you feel?
Uh, terrified and
answer.
honored at the same time. Can you be that way? Can you be terrified and honored at the same time?
I don't
Ooh,
see why not. But
hold on
ooh,
a sec.
nice
So yeah,
standable.
much better piece of collision, but it looks like missed the interior of the room again.
But at least he saved it.
Why not? You have unlimited missiles. Might as well use them.
Yeah.
This is a race seed. It don't even have a spoiler log.
I like this. It's a seed you played yourself and hated, so you threw it at the racers to share the pain.
I literally gen this 10 minutes before the race because the first one I gen had a spoiler by accident.
Oh yeah, prove it.
I can. I tried to hit the quick gen button on the main menu, and because the first gen seed I tried to gen, I got my computer threw a hissy fit.
Great. All of chat is standing by for you to give them their proof.
Oh, jeez. If you had my feed of the computer about 2.5 hours ago, I would have gladly showed ya.
Oh,
Oh.
hold on. Hold on, we're making progress.
Okay,
Is it good progress?
I think Knight just needs to get over and then Sealing Warp in. Maybe. But if Nye pulls this off, I believe that's his last Sky Temple key.
Nye, you're so close. You can almost feel the Sky Temple energy. He's
And
inside.
All right. Now comes the hard part.
How do you
Getting
get back
out.
out?
Oh, don't tell me this is another SAU.
Oh, no. Meanwhile, Cestrion's over at Worms, starting to go get his Echo Visor.
Oh, and he's done it. He's past the ceiling. We have a question from chat asking, what's happened for this to go over 2 hours? You're gonna see in about a minute and a half, because it's what Nye's been trying to avoid. But that being said, Nye does have the key in tow, just has to get out.
Well, I like this. But wait, there's more. If you break out in the next 5 minutes, we'll throw in this free travel companion mug.
And on it, it says walls are a suggestion.
Yeah.
Although that's DK64 to be fair, which by the way does have a pretty solid rando.
Yeah, but that game is so broken, it's laughable.
Oh yes.
Want to go out of bounds? Just walk into a wall. It doesn't matter what wall it is.
Maybe
Just walk into it.
Throw a few oranges to boost your speed while you're at it.
And if anyone's interested in the DK64 randomizer, there is a link in chat.
You know, this has been another really good year for Rando. DK64's been getting some nice patches. Paper Mario Rando's been getting some nice patches. We have the N64 Zelda combo Rando. We have like single player multi-world for these games. Dread, it can be involved in that multi-world. What a time to be a Rando fan, you know?
I'll agree to that. I mean, heck, we just a few patches ago we just released cross-game compatibility for one player.
Yeah,
for Prime and Echoes.
I want to say it was around last summer? Question mark? Sometime fairly recently.
Yes, I mean, if you want to play
Recently
both
in a relative
Prime,
term.
you want to play both Prime and Echoes for one person, you can. It might take you a while, but you can do it.
All right, well, that being said, Nye has successfully gotten out of the out of bounds and is able to leave with those last 2 Sky Temple keys. So Nye is ready to finish up here. Just has to quickly hop on over to Sky Temple Gate.
Well, as we appear to be reaching our finish line, Captain, is there any final words that you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to point out while we're still in the midst of running around?
I made this, and I don't regret it one bit. Because this is what you folks came to see.
You've heard it here today, folks.
I mean, to be fair, this has led us to some amazing knowledge. Like, I did not know there was a way to skip Echo Visor for Profane Path. And this also, in Nye's case, this also skips Annihilator Beam.
It's going to be interesting to see where exactly it is. It feels like Hive Entrance or ATS might be the definitive answer.
Yeah, Hive Entrance would be pretty trash. ATS is okay, but out of the way. Ah, the Profane Path Echo skip is recent. Okay. So yeah, we're still finding crazy things to do 25 years later, folks. Not 25, 20. Hasn't been that long. It's getting there, though.
And just you wait. When that 25 years comes around, we're all going to have a huge celebration and everyone's invited. We got to make that a thing now.
Oh, jeez.
I got to start planning.
You're seeing Sestron do the BSJ screw attack method for Mining Station B, like so.
Meanwhile, Nye's making his way over to the gateway to turn in all the Sky Temple keys and continue along.
So, I think when Sestron got picked up the dark suit out of abandoned worksite, his words here: "I feel like I'm in a sitcom right now."
Yeah. And Nye still does not have Seeker, so he's going to have to go out of bounds yet again to get into Gateway.
Yeah, thankfully this one not as complex as the SAU out of Profane Path.
We get that question wondering what happened to Cest. Well, to make a long story short, we noticed that there was a suit in mining station or mining plaza, and
Hmm.
both runners went for the screw attack method to get it out of bounds. Well, they got the suit, but unfortunately, Cestrons had some technical difficulties in exiting the contained area.
Yeah, I spent quite a lot of time on it, and Nye on the flip side spent about almost half an hour, I want to say, trying to do a similar trick to get the Sky Temple key in Profane Path in order to skip Echo Visor and Annihilator Beam. Which, if Annihilator Beam is in Hive Entrance, that's just going to be, because now Cestron would have to go do Mining Plaza for Light Suit.
That is the best word to describe this entire seed. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Will I get the one cycle?
Should do. Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, it should be noted that Nye did do the entire seed without Cannonball, even though it was just chilling in Transport B access. Chose to not get it right away because it was a little bit of a danger to try and hold it.
And we figured that out the hard way with Cestron early on when he tried to cross it into Aegon's portal center. Yes, unfortunately, you're not getting through without touching the cannon. At least not that early on. So.
Yeah, Screw Attack after Portal Terminal will pretty much allow you to handle all that no problem.
Yeah, but with it being so early, he didn't really have a choice.
Indeed, yeah. Screw Attack was actually in Portal Access A. Ow.
God, imagine that happening. So much light. Now getting your kneecap shattered.
Yeah, folks, turns out Empering's got a bit of a weak spot to Screw Attack, mainly due to a leftover concept programming. Initially, the kneecaps were going to be vulnerable to Screw Attack, but they removed the mechanic, but they didn't remove the damage coding.
And as such, you attack him with Screw Attack, and that code is still active, and the game recognizes said code and executes it. And it's good to note out that chat stated killing the Emperor during his beam attack will crash your game. Or can crash it.
Yeah. Personally, I wait for the mouth closing, because usually that's next up.
Alright, Cap, are we going to have a center DS3?
I hope not.
Well, with the way your seed's been going, it's, I wouldn't put it past him.
Alright, so Nye's going to start the Screw Attack here. That was a bonk, so that might not have done enough damage. Well, that was an interesting spot for the missile, and that's invincibility, and that's centered at max health.
I called it. Chat called it.
Yeah, I know what happened there. So the first hit by the Screw Attack did, I don't know if it was 1 or 2 frames of damage. It probably was only 1, so it was like 32. It was 32 damage for 1 frame of a Screw Attack hit. The missile impact with no shield gave the other 30, and that was enough to overdo it for DS3. Actually, it must have been 2 frames, because it was 2 Dark Beam hits, and Dark Beam does, what, 30 damage to Dark Samus? Yeah. So, and the super missile does 180. So yeah, screw attack must have hit for like 2 or 3 frames, and the missile just went ahead and hit, no shield.
I gotta try to find a website. Hold on.
All right, now that being said, Nye pretty much has this in the bag here, is just wrapping up the last bit of this fight while Cestrion continues to go around collecting the remaining keys. Oh, I can't wait to see how this interview is going to play out. All right, that should be the last time DS4 comes down.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, because then one more hit and she's going to be past the absolute minimum, because like when her health is down to like 5% or so, she'll never come back down. And that's going to do it.
There we go. That's time. 2 hours, 15 minutes.
And with that, Nye takes a 2:15.17 for first place.
Well, congratulations.
Indeed.
Well, we are. With that being said, we do have Nye with us in the booth. How are you today, Nye?
Captain! What?
That's a great answer. That's a great introduction.
So, long story short, as you were about midway through your, you both attempted the SAU for Dark Suit. Let's start with that. Cestrion couldn't get out and spent like an hour on it.
Oh!
Called it. Annihilators on ATS.
Okay, so it was just chilling
That's
right here.
dark.
So light suit was never required. Seeker missiles and not dark visor. Seeker missiles and the last Aegon key. In your case, now you were missing 2. There was one in Hazencliff. The other was in Great Bridge.
Yeah, when I read hints, I went like, you know what? I'm go mode.
Indeed, yeah. So the profane path skip was very new to us, so we were quite impressed by it, despite the difficulties, because we could see it as a very, by the looks of it, is a very hard trick.
The problem is the screw tech. I had to look up my own video on this thing. So it's because I could not for the life of me figure out how I set it up. Because if you know how to set up the screw attack, it's free. Yeah, at the end when I was aiming for a standable, that's where you need to set up the screw attack.
Right. So yeah, Cestrion got very hung up on that. I do believe he's on the path to go mode. He's picked up Echo Visor, he's got Annihilator Beam, so yeah, he's on the path to go mode here.
Yeah, he's got what he needs.
So is gonna go get the remaining keys. But
Yeah, Broken Path is only a couple months old.
couple of months, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
I
is
found
pretty
it
new.
when we were testing out some extra applications for SAU, and I found both Sentinel's Path and Broken Path.
Sentinel's Path is a go, jeez.
Yeah, that one's easier. That one's much easier. But the SAU is more precise.
Oh, I have got to start. I'm going to have to really start training for next tournament at the rate this thing's going, because now it looks like players are just going to be able to skip Echo Visor and Annihilator Beam left and right.
From what I've heard of next tournament, there may be a no out of bounds thing.
Oh, that'd
Interesting.
be nice.
Yeah,
All right, so
that's
it's big.
also partly because the skill floor for Echoes is extremely high with out of bounds.
That's very true.
You essentially just lose races to not knowing you can do a certain walk roll.
Yeah, actually, a good example of that was last week with if you were able to skip Spider Guardian, you didn't have to fight Chica for Amber Translator.
Yeah.
That being said, how did you like logically having to get your space jump and screw attack, going all the way back to GFMC for Amber Translator, going back to Sand Cache for power bombs, getting your using power bombs to get your missiles so that way you can get light beam and supers for bombs in Torvis Lagoon.
Okay. So when I saw Grav, I was like, okay, that's a weird item to have. And once I got once I got Grav open and then realized, wait a minute, I cannot do anything in A-Gun without bombs still, and I don't have Dark Beam either to actually go to other places. At the time, I actually kind of forgot that I had Screw Attack and could go to Main Reactor, which I would have done immediately after Grav. But at that point, I said, okay, that means that my next progression is necessarily in Turbo Lagoon, and I miss Super somewhere. I have two options: walk roll to Transport Center and do the Secretless, or go and find Supers, which are in one of two places.
Yeah, Sestron had found supers a lot earlier, but neither of you took that long to get to bombs. And it did help that the Lagoon hint was right in front, outside the front door.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly wanted to do the walk roll, but thought that it would be actually slower without supers because I need to do the Secretless, and afterwards, then I'd need to go out of bounds again in Turbo's Temple and do the wall crawl for Turbo's Temple access item without Dark Beam.
Ah, yes.
And then I didn't have bombs, so I actually had to get to Great Bridge. So yeah, I went like, nope, that's too slow.
Yeah, admittedly, before you had scanned the Torvis, the Catacombs hint for Echo Visor, basically everything that's happened today is totally my fault, totally on me, because I literally said about 10 minutes before you scanned the Catacombs hint that what if Echo Visor was on a Morbus?
Well, I'm glad you admit your guilt, Captain.
Yeah, we were, the big question before that, the big question was, well, Annihilator Beam wasn't too much of a question mark when we saw the light suit, but, yeah, the hints were actually really good today, all things considering, although no Cobalt Translator, but by that point we didn't need it.
Did Spectrum just walk by Lightsuit?
No, Cestrion doesn't have the Mining Closet light suit. He reset it away.
Oh, oof.
So he's now going to get the Torvis Sky Temple keys.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
So Cache and Cache B and whatnot.
Yeah, once I saw the Ecomizer hint, I honestly was just still running out of spike. Especially, I went complete spike and was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna pick that up. I'm just gonna go to broken path and do a got a spike, Captain.
Yeah.
It'll work out, but.
Well, we were the other question mark we had for some time was secret missiles, because we had the 2 missile-related upgrade in cache hints for Dark Oasis and Poison Bog. Could have been either of those, but then Cestrion found them after abandoning the SAU and not Great Bridge, Path of Roots. So they were behind Dark Beam, basically.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. No, they were behind.
I don't think I ever read Path of Roots.
Actually,
Oops.
wait a minute. Yo, they were behind Dark Beam. Because Seekers were in Torvis, you weren't expected to go there from the temple. So yeah,
Ah,
it was behind Dark Beam,
ah,
which
fun.
was behind Boost and Spider Ball, which were both behind Bombs, which was behind that obnoxious chain I just described about 5 minutes ago. Can
Yeah.
you say linear?
In this case, linear doesn't mean fast. This kind of linear is the worst kind of linear. It's Kempton kind of linear.
Yeah, we had some fun with this seed. We'll be honest
Yeah,
with you.
watching it, you didn't play. You don't know what I went through.
Nah, I
You
mean,
know how.
I
I'm joking. I'm joking, man.
even still, the it is curious because it makes me wonder, you know, if would you gamble a Morbus considering how spread out the keys were? Because they were all kind of all over the place today. Because where was one? There was one vanilla in Doomed Entry. The other one was not sacred, Great Bridge, and 3 was Hazing Cliff. So yeah, all over the place.
Oh, okay. I was missing Hazencliff and Great Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, I was not looking for items at the point I was doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking for Echo. Well, that turned out well, clearly.
Yeah, when we saw we had when we had seen, because after things were slow leading up to Bombs, things just suddenly started piling in. Because after that, you picked up Boost and Spider almost immediately, Dark Beam soon after, and then you went for hints, and it was like, okay, the rooms themselves don't look too bad. Where's Echo Visor? Oh,
Yeah, I figured out real quick where that was.
Yeah, the problem is that this after Dark Beam, the entire seat opened up.
pretty much.
And with the entire seat opened up, that meant that the Aegon keys were very spread out.
All right, well, we're gonna see the random sound puzzle here.
Oh yeah, that's a random sound puzzle. I didn't let you do that. I didn't let you get that. Wait, is it vanilla?
No, it's not. It's all the one upper sound.
Nice.
Nice one, Randovania. Chat's saying that Cobalt was in Bad Gathering Hall.
Oh. Okay.
We have to distinguish between the good Gathering Hall in Chozo and the bad Gathering Hall in Echoes.
Yeah, chat's also saying your seed is awful.
Yeah, I take it that means Arrow Razor finished. And indeed, yes, with a 2:24.28, and actually Cestrion has just DNF'd, and that is going to conclude the race today, folks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. While I was doing Broken Path, one of the fails was because at the moment I was going to screw tech and I bit my foot.
You did what now?
One of the times I failed Broken Path, I think I slid off collision while I was screw tacking.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I failed it because Nan bit my foot and I reacted.
Oh, yikes.
Yes.
How bad. Well, while we have this short intermission, we're going to go ahead and bring Cestrion in to describe his emotions throughout today's seed. How do you feel, Cestrion?
Hey, that's right.
Well, silence says a million words. All right.
Yeah, Cestrion's going to just do a quick headset repair there, and we will get him back in here in the booth for just a moment. But yeah, this, I think Cestrion had said it in the race time, but I'll let him say it later. But there was something Cestrion had said during the race time that pretty much summed it all up, really.
Hello. Can someone hear me?
There he is.
Welcome.
Okay, now I can hear some people. Okay. Yeah, GG's was basically just one thing. Otherwise, I would probably be done 1 hour ago. Maybe more.
Yeah. So you had said earlier in the race that it felt like the seed was a sitcom, and we couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it was. I still had fun. I really wanted to see if I can still do the trick. Otherwise, I had like a clear route. My early game was really solid. I think I nailed it pretty good down.
You did. You were the first to bombs.
Yeah,
For
I
one
thought so.
thing. You ended up not getting gravity boost first, but honestly, gravity boost didn't really do you much good otherwise. I mean, you needed it eventually for Alpha Blog, but it wasn't a big deal. What ended up happening is Nye was struggling with the SAU in Profane Path.
Oh,
So Nye
you did
actually
that
didn't
one.
even fight a Morbus.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have done that. I think that's a bit weird, but yeah, sure.
So yeah, Nye didn't have Annihilator or Echo Visor or Seeker Missiles.
Was there then a moment where like both players are like SAUing?
Nye SAU'd first, and then you did soon after.
Okay.
So you weren't. Well, technically, Nye was trying to do Profane Path while you were still SAUing.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny then.
By that point, when Nye got to the SAU part, it was fairly quick. The problem was getting into the Sky Temple key in the first place.
Yeah, that one is pretty tricky. Same as the SEU in Mining Plaza, but I don't know what it was. It should have worked like 20 times plus, but it really comes down to your inputs, and if like one input is off, it just doesn't work. Every time you saw me like getting force morphed, that was like 1 frame off.
I see.
So yeah, that's really unfortunate for me. But to my defense, I haven't done that trick in a long time. So I have to work on that again.
Yeah, well, the next even weekly is not going to be until September, and I think for that we are going to switch it back to landing site start, but drop all the Hive Transport industrial site gates, because I think that's been growing as a preferred starting method lately.
Well, I guess because of the CC preset.
Probably.
It's more likely.
I haven't. I will pose the question in Discord eventually. Admittedly, I haven't gone around to it as fast as I would have liked. But that being said, we do have cross game coming up tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. So definitely look forward to that, folks. Last month's CGC was really good, so we're hoping to bring that back to you once again.
Yeah, me and Reggie. Gonna be good.
It's bound to be an interesting time.
That being said, runners, is there anything else you would like to say before we close out this evening?
I need to practice.
No, you need to have Captain not generate your next seed.
Let's see what's
Probably both, honestly.
What was that?
I think the C wasn't that bad.
I think because the path to go mode after getting all those hints was pretty straightforward, because you didn't need light suit for Annihilator Beam. So with the knowledge we had and the stuff we did have, getting the remaining question marks being the Aegon keys and Annihilator wouldn't have been that troublesome.
Yep.
So yeah, the path to go mode afterwards wasn't too bad, thanks to the hints. But I was asking Nye earlier, Sestron, how did you like the logical what was it again? It was what was your opening here? Space Jump Screw Attack in Portal Access A, to Amber Translator on GFMC, to Power Bombs in Sand Cache, to Super Missiles in Missile Launcher and Super Missiles in Temple Grounds, followed by Light Beam, so that way you can go get Grav in Sand Canyon to go get your bombs in Torvis Lagoon.
Yeah, I wanted to go you back and forth, logically.
And after bombs in Torvis Lagoon, get Boost and Spider in the front of Aegon so that you can go logically pick up your Dark Beam for Torvis access for Secret Missiles.
Yep. I am really glad I found that PV expansion below the safe station.
Yeah, Nye also got that PB expansion, but I think also got main power bombs before. Oh, good grief! What am I trying to say? Got main power bombs before Sand Canyon.
Yep.
But yeah, this seed had some comedy, lots of comedy.
Yeah, we had good times and bad times.
That being said, once again, folks, I think we're going to wrap things up today. Once again, folks, we thank you for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon with Cestrion and Nye, our fantastic runners. Give them both a follow for some really awesome trick demonstrations, because we saw some really interesting stuff that even today I learned. And to be fair, every day is a today I learned on these channels. But we want to also thank our tracker Op82, who almost every week has been coming around, pressing all the buttons, making sure everybody knows who has what. So we thank him again for his assistance with us today. Marion, thank you so much for joining me here in the booth.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. I mean, it's always a good time just being around, seeing such friendly faces. But with that being said, does anyone else have anything they want to add before we start closing out?
No, I'm good.
No, stay tuned for our next matches in the Metroid Prime Randomizer 2023 tournament. Semifinals will be commencing over the course of the next 2 weeks, so keep an eye out for the next matches there.
With that being said, link information's below as far as following the runners, our commentators, our trackers, along with anything else relating to the Metroid community. And furthermore, a point of advice. SpeedGaming Live is officially back with in-person tournaments happening November 9th to 12th over in Virginia. Any information can be found at sglive.speedgaming.org. Link is provided.
Oh, nice.
On that note, I think we'll see everyone in the next mission.
See you next mission, folks.
See ya.
Okay.